Good evening. This is a commentary on the 2015 rollerblading video called Zone. The idea was to make a video with no music, no fisheye, no moving camera shots, and people who were using wizard frames at the time, and to hit parks that we had hit in previous videos, do a route over 3 days. Take all of the glitz and glamour of action sport videos right out of the equation and make something a little bit more cinematic and experimental, avant-garde. I don't know what you would want to call it, but it was also a $5 VOD. It was the only VOD we ever did. These opening shots are inspired by one of my favorite movies called Into Great Silence, where the people in the movie, it's more of a documentary, just stare into the camera, and you just take whatever you want. That's a hell of an unflattering shot, but it's pretty funny. I promise my face is not that wide all the time. Leonid passing. The title Zone was inspired by the Tarkovsky film Stalker. There's a place called The Zone in that movie. I wanted to focus a lot on audio and atmosphere and cinematography. The camera just sits in pleasing spots while the skating happens. And it's still quite fast-paced. This is at Karameus. It was, I think Stu and Colin had taken the bus to Kamloops the day before, and then we drove to Karameus and stayed there the night before so we could get up really early. This is where we started establishing the rhythm of filming the video, where I love tripod filming because you just kind of set up a shot and then you move through the shot. Everybody can move through in a different way. The wind and the background in this spot, the mountains at Karameus is incredible. They're like Kamloops Mountains, but even closer to the town. There's so many different ways that you can experience this video. You can just listen to the audio. You can look at the pleasing images, or you can look at the tricks. This is before Watch the Game came out. This is the first bit of talking audio in the video, talking about allergies. Can't remember what time of year this was, but talking with Stu about how allergies can affect you mentally. I'm feeling it right now, actually, in Kamloops, as the trees are blooming. I love skate park graffiti. I love how important skate parks feel. So even just capturing them as a moment in time is important. The graffiti changes, the scenery around the place changes. Really nice hand plant 180 by Todd. Oh yeah, we're in K2s in this era. Stu being sun smart, something that I wish I was more sun smart when I was his age. I think they're having a conversation about UFC there. I need to turn up the volume a little bit. This is where like the pacing really starts to set in, where it's relaxing, but it's fast at the same time, where I think I would make another one of these videos one day. Love doing that trick in big wheels. That was unnecessary but fun. There's a lot of cool skating in this so far. I forget, there's like so many ideas that you forget to do when you're out skating. And especially when you're in big wheels, you take grinding out of the equation. One of the classic quotes early on in the video, corn nuts are delicious, but they're not a nut. That trick was great. You could see it wasn't always tripod. Love the way I carved that there. that if you needed to get a really low angle, as long as the camera was still, it was important. Todd referencing, I think something Keaton Newsome had said at the time, that we were not real skaters. So R.I.P. Keaton. It's still a funny quote. Other people have said it too, that we're not real skaters. You don't hear it as much anymore, but in this era, there was some aggressive skaters that were very serious. I think Church, Todd with the hammer, 720. Love this shot. You can see the desert area of, I think this is a Soyuz. This is one of the hottest temperature places in BC. This is all the same day. I think we hit 6 parks on this first day. So there's a pacing. The pacing of the video matches the pacing of the day. I still love that trick.
AJ did that custom one for the window in Toronto that looks really good.
Ooh, blisters already happening for Todd in the unnatural samples. If you have skates that hurt, putting flip-flops on and letting your feet dry out feels really good. That's a classic tourist attraction. I can't remember the name of it. It's in the Okanagan. This is Oliver Skate Park now. This was a skate park that was in Mushroom Blading 2. There's one of those low angles where the camera shakes a little bit. All those people in the background, this is a famous spot for fruit picking. Lots of people from Quebec come out to BC. Look at that pyramid shape. They come out to BC in the summer and pick fruit and live a punk rock lifestyle, I guess. Colin, such a creative, classic wizard skater. I love how weird this video is, in a good way. That there is talking. You can kind of get a sense of the trip, but it's mostly just about you're at the park and you're experimenting with big wheel tricks. There's a weird conversation. Oh, then Leon met us in Penticton. This is still the same day. He's talking about doing a mushroom blading or watch the game custom frame, I think, right there. I'm trying to think. We only drove 20 to 30 minutes between all of these skate parks. I love that about British Columbia. You can switch many different sceneries and parks in a very short amount of time. And I like being very ambitious. An important part of a video project like this is everybody being on board and in the same place. I remember seeing a mountain biker do that on a show called Drop In, and I always wanted to do it on skates, so I was excited to do that. This Penticton Park is built in the same era as the old Kamloops skate park. It's just a bizarre, weird old design that I hope these places never get torn down, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. So it's important to capture them on camera. Yeah, I was saying making sure when you do a project like this that everybody's kind of on the same page, and this was a really good era where Todd and I, Stu and Colin and Leon were all kind of on the same page for wizard type big wheel skating. It was an exciting time, 2015. This wizard was quite new, and I don't regret, like I switched to the Seba boot later on in the video. Love that shot. I don't regret being in K2s, but because it was cool to test stuff for Rachel, I think it would have been better if we were all in the wizard boot for the whole video. But even having the sole plate, it's really fun in the first part of this video, doing some grind stuff in there. This is me joking about the guy talking at the end of an event, giving prizes. So we hit 5 or 6 skate parks on that first day, which is incredible. I love holding shots for a long time to give a breath, or skate park graffiti. Incredible. I doubt those things are even there anymore because this is so many years ago. I always dreamed about doing that trick too. Damn, Ben Lee, that's a fun park. Probably want to go there. So many great shots in this video, especially depth-wise. Foreground, middle ground, background. You notice in this park, this is Ben Lee in Kelowna, that there's more highway noise. And when noises do happen, highway noise and machine noise, and when those noises happen, it reminds of like that. Oh, that's so brutal. It reminds of that like not being able to concentrate as much feeling. I get really distracted when there's things like lawnmowers or loud cars. That is probably still there. Michael Briggs is really good at those if you follow his Instagram account. That trick is still really cool and creative and weird and difficult. It's hard to keep your arms. I always love that trick too, gapping the middle stair rides. I can't remember what I was saying there. Not sure. Oh, the orb has entered the picture. This is Leon talking about wizards and stickers. This is the other park in downtown Kelowna. Something that we've skated since the very, very early days of skating. It's always cool to return back to places like this. I think this is our first everybody in one line. It's a pretty big tabletop, but you can't really tell. The way the kids scream in that shot is really good. We bring in the orb and the follow cam shot. I can't, what is this? River Street Park, I think it's called. I would love to skate this again. It's such a bizarre design, like the Penticton one. Nice double kick. Those kids were like, whoa! Leon, of course, killing it, as always, without even a soul plate. Stu with the Lost Boys vibe here. Lost... It's so funny, that's such a good Stu quote. I might just jump out of the park, I don't know. Stu's got very good, solid hops. Watched a Game hadn't come out, but the stickers had existed. I'm proud that I did that, even though it didn't have great style. Colin has a subtle way of making things very comedic that even like that jump right there that I did, I didn't mean to do that, but it was definitely comedic. I filmed lots of things between each park on my phone. There was going to be samples of talking and B-roll things, but I liked that the B-roll stuff was sparing, so I think having swimming, I think that's a skateboard in the ground. Toe orb. This is the part of the trip where you start to settle in and things get sillier. So the orb was getting sillier, and some quotes. You know, you have quotes that you say on the trip. We hit this park in Mushroom Blading 2 as well, and now it's completely torn down and there's a brand new park that's built here. This is in West Bank. So, I mean, I said this earlier on that I hope they don't tear that down. They have torn one of these parks down, and there's records, high quality video records of the old park. This is where Stu's talking about how he can really bend his legs in weird ways, which you'll see. His last trick in this video is incredible. And then this is Todd trying to... This was a really good practice on this trip, that you don't need to see exactly what's happening, but if the audio's good and you're focused on something kind of interesting, it works. It's a really cool, yeah, the rhythm and pacing of this video is really unique because it has the potential to be way too slow, but it moves through each skate park quite quickly, kind of how the trip was. I remember there's a lot of pressure to quickly set up the shots while the sun's going down. This is the Lumby skate park, really cool, weird skate park, kind of like Karameus where the mountains are close in. The light is really amazing here, and there's always interesting people that you meet here, or lots of people that kind of frequent that park area. Great graffiti again. The skating, you almost don't see them as tricks. You're experiencing them as shapes and sounds, the way that it's cut here. It's a great shot of the whole crew. Oh, nice. That rail's such a weird placement. I think that shot took a while to get. Especially in big wheels, you're using the park so different than you would if it was this is, what grade are you guys in? I'm in grade 32. It's weird to think we were 32. That just seems so young now. Somebody had some, this lady had some drinks and was, some people are just really blown away that you had come to such a weird part of British Columbia. Rare camera shake there. Look at that shot. The atmosphere of these places. Sometimes you are so focused on capturing it. I do want to go on a trip eventually where I'm not the filmer and I'm just skating and enjoying the scenery, because to really take in some of these summer evenings, I love that trick. No movement. Stu always keeps it very together and aggressive. Not the bad aggressive, the good aggressive. Authority is the word I've seen. Send me the pictures. I'll send it to everyone. The great thing about a tripod video is you capture way more audio than you would if you were filming fisheye. Because it looks like the camera is just kind of hanging out. And people don't think of... it's more disarming when it's a tripod video. There's a great Leon quote here that we still say to this day. If one of us can't get the trick and we're filming something, we say, skate the skate.
And in order to be there, you gotta follow a few simple steps.
I only used a couple of the steps. The orb. Step 1 is the orb. Step 2. The comedic timing on that was incredible. Whoops, sorry, I hit the microphone. This is Vernon. Lumby's 30 minutes outside of Vernon. Has a weird snake run. It's by a road. Has a weird like heritage house in the background. Lots of really interesting transitions at this park. Watching this is making me want to skate a bunch of these spots with aggressive inline skates, or maybe like a hybrid mix. But these parks are incredible for we got Colin to stand on a manual pad to make him look way taller than Todd. I love that shot. I like that the comedy's not over the top. It happened more naturally. There's a few things like that that were kind of not planned, but funny ideas in the moment. But the video has a relaxed pace and tone that I would love to make another one in this style, but this one turned out so good that I don't know if I could do it again, because I don't want to redo this same trip. I had an idea where we do this same trip in aggressives and reverse the route. Or you could do the same trip in big wheels again and yeah, reverse the route. I don't know what that would be called. Again, the comp guy. Pick up some trash on your way out of the park. We talked in Action Sports Guy voice a lot on this trip. Ripping, riding. The heat right here was over the top. I don't even know if Leon was awake there. He may have been sleeping with his eyes open. Again, Authority by Stu. Classic posture. It doesn't look really hot here, but it was unbearably hot. And this was, I'm trying to think. Had we skated? So what was the park before that? So we had skated Vernon. We camped at Lumbee, and we had skated Vernon, and now this is Coldstream. I switched to Seba. That's right. In the previous session, I had switched to Leon had gutted. I forgot about that shot. That was a cool shot. The shot earlier, Leon was gutting my boots, and so Todd remained in the K2s. The only time Rachel got really upset, I like that shot. Not super upset. When there was a line in this video, there was those K2 wheel samples, and we said luggage brand wheels, and there was a shot of them melt. But it was really hot there, so many different wheels would have melted. But she wasn't happy that I put the joke in about luggage brand wheels, because they do work really hard on trying different formulas and things, so she didn't appreciate that I was joking about wheel formulas, or that I would allude to K2's wheels being the quality of luggage roller wheels. This park is Armstrong, magical little place that's been featured in a lot of our videos. The lighting this session was incredible. I think we had just gone out for late lunch or food at the pub. This is where, so I think this is third day in, or maybe this is second. No, this is third day in. And this is where you just really start to get into the road trip feel. The body's feeling really good. There's a lot of orbing. There's a lot of silliness and just looseness. You're just in the mode. And the skating and movements just come so natural. It's so cool to think like taking grinds right out of the mix. That the movements just flow at this point. This is primitive wizarding too. It said in the description of this video, I think five local inline skaters explore primitive inline movements. That was another joke on the trip. Local riders. We've joked about that forever. When we were younger, it's like, look at this video. Are these guys local? It was like a thing. Local riders. The dust on that shot was incredible, because there was somebody doing something in the field there, I guess, and kicked up a lot of dust. And the mood of some of those shots, yeah, you can see it there. That's like a rodeo type stadium in the background. It's like what you see in movies. There's a kid in the background there that has appeared in the background of a few of our videos, and you get to like see him grow up. Really bizarre. Those mountains could only be Sicamous Mountains. I forgot, the length of this video is really good too, that this is the last session, so this was day 4 in the morning, and then everybody went home after this. And I think doing something on such a fast schedule just their fast focus schedule is really smart. If you don't have too much time to dilly-dally or think, the devil's smoke. I can't remember if we used the Todd's quote about Leon being a really good stand-up comedian. I still orb to this day once in a while. It feels good. Before a trip, it feels focused. Like I said, how I recorded a lot of audio and shots on my phone for sections that were going to be between, but pacing wise it made so much more sense to just keep it mostly within the skate parks. It suited the feel of the video being in that zone. I remember somebody's one of the criticisms of this video was that they wanted more action cruising. I think they were talking about like wizard frame testing vibe, but the idea creating a vortex with orb hands is a really funny idea. If we made a really big one of those, I bet we could summon an energy ball and blast it off into space. 540 out of that bank never gets old. The background of these shots, the trees there, never gets old. This is where, like, I think Fisheye would have worked for some of these things. It's hard to film a bunch of stuff on a bank. Love that shot. Harnessing the energy. Killing the errors. Killing the flat. This is the trick I was talking about. How is that even possible? I think Leon Fakey 7 both ways. I can't remember. But as soon as the energy starts building up, the video ends. I really like this video. I would like to make another in this style one day, but it would have to be different for it to work. See, I tried to make a sequel to this and it just wasn't it. So the video was just a period where it starts out at Sicamous and we're all doing the everybody like in the train like zone. It was gonna be the sequel to Zone, and then it just, like I said, it didn't feel like everybody was on the same page. It's still a good video, but it wasn't the Zone sequel. Maybe there can't be a Zone sequel, but it's funny, you could do so many different kinds of commentaries on a video like that, because there's like I said, there's different ways to watch it and experience it, but I really enjoyed that. It made me want to go on a trip like that again. If you have any questions about this video, I'll try and answer them in the comments. Thank you for watching and listening. And until next time, keep skating or something. I'll do more of these. Zone 2015. Rollerblading.